stop right there. Before you scroll away, let me ask you something that might change how you see the world forever. Do you believe being good keeps you safe? That kindness protects you, that generosity earns loyalty, that honesty wins respect? If your answer is yes, you are about to learn one of the most dangerous lies society has ever told. The biggest mistake people make is believing that being good means being safe. But here's the hard truth. Goodness is like fire. It can burn down everything you've built, your relationships, your career, your dreams. Niccolò Machiavelli knew this. He saw good rulers fall, kind leaders destroyed, and generous people betrayed by the very ones they helped. He wrote it all down. And today, I'm going to reveal his hidden truth, the shocking cost of goodness that almost no one talks about. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why your goodness might actually be making you weak, why people don't respect your kindness, they exploit it, and most importantly, how to turn goodness from your greatest weakness into your most powerful weapon. Let me be clear. I'm not saying you should become evil or start hurting people. What I'm showing you is how to be good in a smart way, not in a blind way. Because in a world full of wolves, a sheep gets eaten alive. So I want you to write this in the comments. I choose strategic goodness. From today, everything changes. You will no longer use goodness blindly. You will use it with purpose. Let's begin with the first truth. 1. Goodness as exposure. Think of the kindest person you know. Are they really respected? Or are they the one everyone calls when they need something? The truth is, constant kindness makes you vulnerable. People start seeing you as predictable. They know you won't fight back. They know you won't say no. They know they can push you around because you're too nice to stop them. You become the office doormat, the friend who always pays, the family member who always sacrifices. I once knew a team manager like this. He always helped his team, always covered for them, always put their needs first. Guess what? Someone else got promoted instead of him. Why? Because nice people don't look like leaders. They look like servants. People don't value your goodness. They use it. When someone is always available to help, their help becomes worthless. When someone never sets boundaries, people keep crossing them. When someone never shows teeth, people assume they don't have any. Your goodness becomes weakness because it tells the world you can be taken advantage of. Machiavelli said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to spot traps, and a lion to scare wolves." You've been surviving like a sheep in a world of wolves, and that's why you keep getting hurt. Write this. I protect my energy. 2. The generosity trap. Here's something shocking. The more you give, the less people appreciate it. Sounds strange, but it's true. At first, generosity gets you praise. People clap, they admire you, they tell others how great you are. But after a while, your giving breeds dependency and entitlement. They don't just appreciate your help, they start expecting it. The first time you help, they're grateful. The second time, they're thankful. But the 10th time, they feel it's their right. And the moment you stop, they call you selfish. They don't remember the 9 times you said yes. They only remember the 1 time you said no. Think of parents who always give their kids whatever they want. At first, the kids are excited. Soon, they stop appreciating it. It just becomes normal. And if the parents ever say no, the kids get angry. The same thing happens in friendships. You keep paying the bill, driving people around, helping with everything. At first, they say thank you, but soon they stop noticing. And when you need help, they disappear. This is the generosity trap. People don't become loyal to your kindness. They become addicted to it, and when you cut it off, they get angry like addicts without supply. Psychology explains this with hedonic adaptation. Humans get used to good things quickly. What once felt generous becomes expected. But when you finally refuse, that one no is what stands out. At work, if you always stay late, it becomes normal. But leave on time once, and you're called lazy. In relationships, if you always compromise, it's expected. But stand your ground once, and you're difficult. Machiavelli said, benefits should be given little by little, so they are valued more. He understood something most people never do. Scarcity creates value. Abundance destroys it. Write this: I give strategically. 3. The mask of virtue. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Society values appearances, not reality. People don't care if you're truly good. They care if you look good. They judge the image, not the heart. To maintain respect, you must wear the mask of goodness. Said yes to everything. They were the ones who said no to most things, so they could say yes to the right things in a big way. Machiavelli once said, he who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. You cannot command others if you cannot command your own time, energy, and resources. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I protect my resources. Number 5, strategic use of virtue. I'm not telling you to become heartless. I'm not saying mercy, honesty, and generosity should be thrown away. What I'm saying is this: these virtues must be used like weapons, precisely at the right time for maximum effect. A sword sitting on a shelf doesn't protect anyone, but a sword in the hands of a skilled warrior at the right moment can save a kingdom. Your goodness should work the same way. When you help someone, it should be intentional. When you show mercy, it should be strategic. When you're generous, it should create the outcome you want. Let me give you an example. Instead of helping everyone a little bit, help the right people a lot. Instead of being nice to everyone, be exceptionally kind to those who matter. Instead of saying yes to everything, say yes powerfully to the things that align with your goals. This approach does 3 things. First, your help becomes more valuable because it's scarce. Second, you actually create bigger positive impacts because you're focused. Third, people respect you more because you're selective. Think about the most respected leaders in history. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't gentle with injustice. He confronted it powerfully. Mother Teresa didn't help everyone in the world. She focused intensely on the poorest of the poor. They were all good people, but they were strategically good. They used their virtue as a tool to create change, not as a way to be liked by everyone. How you do this in real life. Before you say yes to any request, ask yourself 3 questions. Does this align with my values and goals? Can I do this without depleting myself? Will this person appreciate and respect what I'm doing? If the answer to any of these is no, you don't just say no. You say no kindly but firmly. When you do say yes, you do it fully. You give your best effort. You create real value. You make a meaningful difference. This way, your yeses matter. Your help is remembered. Your generosity creates loyalty instead of entitlement. Machiavelli once said, the promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. What he meant is this: sometimes keeping your word to one person means breaking your word to another. Sometimes being good to your family means being firm with your co-workers. Sometimes protecting your dreams means disappointing people who want to use your time. Strategic virtue isn't about being selfish. It's about being effective. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose effective kindness. Number 6, the illusion of gratitude. Here's something that will change how you see human nature forever. Gratitude is temporary. I know this might hurt to hear, but it's true. The favors you do for people, the help you provide, the sacrifices you make, they have an expiration date in people's memories. Repeated favors stop feeling like gifts and turn into obligations. What starts as "thank you so much" becomes "you should do this," becomes "why didn't you do this?" You help your neighbor move. They're incredibly grateful. You help them move again 6 months later. Still thankful, but less excited. You help them a third time. Now they just expect it. The fourth time, they need to move. They don't even ask. They just assume you'll help. And if you can't, suddenly you're the bad guy. This is human psychology. We adapt to good treatment. We take it for granted. We start seeing exceptional kindness as normal treatment. In the end, people remember the advantage they got from you, not the kindness you showed them. This pattern repeats everywhere in relationships, workplaces, friendships, and families. The person who always says yes becomes the person everyone expects to say yes. The reliable helper becomes the automatic choice for every problem. And when that person finally sets a boundary or says no, they're treated as if they've betrayed everyone's trust. The more consistently kind you are, the less your kindness is valued. The more available you make yourself, the less special your availability becomes. The more you give without asking for anything in return, the more people assume your giving comes without cost to you. This is the illusion of gratitude. We think that doing more good things will make people more grateful, but actually it makes them less grateful because they expect more good things. The people who appreciate you most are often the people you help least frequently. The people who take you for granted are usually the people you help most often. This doesn't mean people are evil. They need to hear this. Nice people only keep things the way they are. Good people create real change. The world is full of nice people who never achieve anything important. What the world needs are good people who actually get results. Machiavelli once said, "The end justifies the means." That doesn't mean you should do bad things for good outcomes. It means your good intentions don't matter if they don't lead to real results. People don't live inside your heart. They live with the consequences of your actions. So remember this, real goodness requires courage. It means focusing on results, not appearances. It means asking, will this actually make things better? Instead of, will they like me? At the end, people won't remember your intentions. They will remember what you built, what you changed, and what you left behind. Write this in the comments. I focus on outcomes. Number 8, legacy and survival. Let's talk about what truly matters, how you will be remembered, and what you will leave behind. History does not honor people who were just nice. It honors those who endured, survived, and turned results into greatness. Think about this. Can you name 5 nice people from history? Probably not. But you can easily name 5 people who changed the world, even if they weren't easy to deal with. Steve Jobs was not known as a nice man. He was tough, demanding, and often difficult. But he created products that changed how billions of people live. This doesn't mean you should be cruel. It means that being remembered for creating change is better than being forgotten for being agreeable. Here's the truth about legacy. You can't leave a positive mark if you don't survive long enough to make one. Survival in business, in relationships, and in life takes more than being good. It takes being strong, wise, and sometimes hard. The kindest person in the world can't help anyone if they are destroyed by others. The most generous person can't give if they give everything too soon. The most honest person can't speak truth if they get silenced by liars. You must survive first. Then you can thrive. Then you can build the legacy you want. That means protecting yourself so you can protect others. Building yourself so you can lift others. Getting strong so you can help the weak. That isn't selfish. It's strategic. It isn't cruel. It's careful. It isn't abandoning goodness. It's saving it so it can create impact. Look at the people who make lasting change. They aren't pushovers. They aren't people pleasers. They set boundaries. They say no. They make hard choices. They understand that being good doesn't mean being weak. It means having the strength to choose goodness when it really matters. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." What he really meant is this: respect matters more than affection. Impact matters more than popularity. Results matter more than feelings. You don't have to choose between being good and being strong. You can and should be both. But if you must choose, choose strength. Because strength allows you to be good when it truly counts. Weakness only makes you a victim, even with the best intentions. We've covered a lot today, but here is the most important lesson. Blind goodness is dangerous. It makes you vulnerable, drains your energy, creates impossible expectations, and stops you from making real impact. But strategic goodness, that is power. It is survival. It is influence. It is how you create real change and a legacy that lasts. Now you know the true cost of blind goodness. You know why endless generosity traps you, why gratitude fades, and why intentions without results mean nothing. More importantly, you know how to transform goodness into strength, how to be kind with wisdom, how to help with power, how to focus on outcomes that matter. Before you leave, I want you to decide, will you keep being blindly good until it destroys you, or will you start being strategically good, effective, powerful, unstoppable? Here's the question that will shape your future. Will you let goodness weaken you, or will you master it and turn it into power? The choice is yours. But now, you have the knowledge to choose wisely. If this message opened your eyes, hit the like button. If you want more truth that challenges how you see the world, subscribe and hit the bell. And if you know someone who needs this, share it with them. Remember this: your goodness is not your weakness. Used strategically, it becomes your greatest strength. Drop this final affirmation in the comments: I master strategic goodness. And remember, in a world of wolves, don't be a sheep, be a shepherd. Protect the flock not with weakness, but with wisdom, strength, and strategy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.